What's going on? Tectonic Edge here, playing some Eldrazi Tron. Got the die roll, so let's see this opening hand. And we have Power Plant and only one land. Otherwise, if there was some temples in there, some other Tron lands, that'd be good. But we're gonna mulligan that. And we get a mine, and not looking that good either. We'll keep mulliganing, and that one I think we keep. Because we've got the map to go get another land. We're going to get rid of one of the Thought-Knot Seers and probably the Ugin. And of course start her off with the Temple just in case we draw another one. We can get that turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer out there. And we are playing against a Plains. Interesting. A Plains that isn't loading in right. That's alright. Well, we'll play a mine and pass turn here. Interesting. A one land hand. Well, we're going to grab an Eldrazi Temple. Play it. Thought-Knot Seer. Bogles. Well, we're going to take their Slippery Boggle here. And be in a pretty good spot. Do they find their land? They still have the Glade Clover Scout. I'll be honest, this is a rough keep for them. I'm not sure I would have kept that hand. No real reason to crack that yet, so we'll just go ahead, run out the Reality Smasher, and just swing in as much damage before they can really do anything. If they had the path, that would probably be their best move here because they can draw a card. And it doesn't look like they drew the other land, so we may see a scoop here. Yep. That's a rough hand. I'm at a one-lander. If they could have gotten had it been a forest or some other land, keeping on one Plains, I think, is the trouble there. Had they had any other one-lander, they probably could have done it. But that was rough. We can't really target their creatures with anything. That's the point of the Slippery Boggles deck. So I think we pull out the Dismember. And we'll grab what do we really want here? Yeah, well, actually we'll take in the Warping Whales because they don't really do much, but one of their creatures, it doesn't have hexproof, and I'd rather save the life if they want to go that route. Maybe the Dismembers are still better. Because that does require turn 1. So, you know what? We'll keep the Dismembers. Everything else is pretty much wish board. Eldrazi Tron is definitely bigger on the wish board than mono green is. Mono green, you're trying to get it down to 5 or 6 of the best choices. Alright, 2 Chalice of the Voids. I like that. There's Oluris. We keep. Now, these Chalice of the Voids may be a little on the slow side. That is always a possibility. They're on a mold of 5 this time. Razor Verge Thicket into Slippery Boggle. Oh, interesting. Well, we start working towards Tron. Gaddock Teague, alright. Ah, that does indeed shut down my Chalice of the Voids. Making this a little bit trickier of a game. So yeah, we could really use a Dismember here. Yep, this is going to be a good bit of damage. Good bit of damage. What's our main... Alright, our only hope here is we draw a mine from the look of it. Actually, that doesn't work because of Gaddock Teague. Yeah, that Gaddock Teague kind of shut us down. And we'll go ahead and scoop up. So let's think. Yeah, I think that his members are still good. Knowing they're running Gaddock Teague, maybe we want some more Warping Whales. We'll go down the Ugin and one Walking Ballista. Give this a try. Alright, well, that's an accelerated enough hand that we're going to keep even without a Chalice of the Void. We go Matter Reshaper, Thought-Knot Seer. It'll be a good start. And we'll start off with the Eldrazi Temple, just in case we can draw a second and get that turn 3. Or turn 2. Slippery Boggle? Yep. Alright, that's going to be good starting next turn. We do get to run out our blocker here. We do have all our basics in our hand. That's not the best. They're probably putting 1 to 2 enchantments on it, or they're going to run out of Gaddock Teague or Dampening Sphere. Alright, that does buy them time. But we get to run this out. We'll go ahead and swing 3, because now the main reason we could hold it up as a blocker, the reason we're not is because we're going to go grab Blast Zone at the end of their turn and wipe whatever they put on that Slippery Boggle. So we kind of want them to go all in on it here. Now, granted, that Dampening Sphere does shut them down as well. Alright, Spirit Dancer. So they likely saw the line as well. Go grab the Blast Zone. You know what? We're going to go for the Thought-Knot here. We have the Blast Zone as backup. It'll be 2 turns before we could clear the core Spirit Dancer. But I think I like getting rid of something in their hand better than... Alright, I think we'll get rid of the Spirit Mantle. Swing in for 3 again. Knowing their hand is pretty useful. They only have 2 mana. And that gives them 1 spell per turn. Alright, 3 mana. They can do 2 1-drop spells. Or 1 2-drop spell, which honestly they're probably gonna think more on the 2 drops. 2 drops make going for that blast zone a little like if they go for 2 1-drops, it just makes me blow blast zone and start swinging in. Blast zone is really a bad card for them to run up against. And yeah, I think they're trying to figure out how they can play around it now. Alright, they're playing their card with Escape. And their other 1-drop. It is a 7/7. Which we will take, because we don't want them drawing another card. Reality Smasher's interesting. We'll hold that back. Makes sense. Alright, we'll play a little defensively here. We can up the blast zone to 2. We have a blocker. I'd say we're in a good spot. They are probably looking for a 2-drop enchantment. Just because that's more likely to stick around. They do have trample, so we are blowing Blast Zone before they attack. We could hold it back, but I was thinking about that just to get it on 2 and clear out what their threats are. But I think if we just drop its power down when they go to combat, well, no. Yeah, they'll be able to block 4 damage. We'll do. It's tricky. They play something that'll give them an extra draw. Yeah, we let them attack, then we depower it so we can block with the Matter Reshaper and kill it. They may not attack, though. And they do attack. We'll get rid of the enchantments. The only way this goes wrong is if they have an enchantment with Flash here. We block, and that will probably be game depending on what they can throw out as a blocker. Okay, they have a Path to Exile. That's pretty good. We have all our basics in our hand. That's pretty bad. We get out our big guy. And they're going to have to think a little on the defensive side here. It's going to come down to, can they do 12 damage to us this turn with 3, possibly 4 mana? And or get another path. Rancor. Yeah, likely in a good spot here. They've got 2 mana, 5 cards in hand. They either can add to 12 or they can't. And with that 2 mana right now, they can only play a 1 mana spell, so that is also a limiting factor for them. Taking just a minute here. Yep, just a minute. Alright, they're going to escape the Sentinel's Eyes. Interesting. So they get to deal 7. The question is, do they have a path? And a land. So if they got a land off of that and they have another path, then that might have been the risk they were taking. Otherwise, they're just going to deal 7 here. And yep, we're going to be in a strong spot. Do they have that other land? Honestly, I think that's what they're looking for. Third Razor Verge ticket is not going to do it for them. We're going to go for the Thought-Knot Seer here. Take a look at what they had. We will start combat. Warping Whale is nice here because it's a 1/1 blocker. Not the best, not the worst. And that'll be the end of the game. All right. Well, there is the Eldrazi Tron versus Bogles matchup. Not the most common matchup nowadays. Bogles has fallen pretty far down. Cards like Blast Zone really put a damper on them. I mean, we pretty much had control through most of that game with Blast Zone, but they are still very good at those quick wins. And Gaddock Teague, yep, that one won them that one because I was hoping I could get those Chalice of the Voids out, and they managed to stop it. But yeah, thank you for watching. This is Tectonic Edge, signing out.